Is it surprising that Fox News and other conservative media outlets have been attacking the multiple Occupy movements, particularly Occupy Wall Street? The names they use mostly include communist, hippies, union thugs, anarchist, you get the idea. This all started around the time Jon Stewart, known best for being the host of The Daily Show, compared the Occupy Wall Street movement to the Tea Party. I happen to take offense to that, although it wasn't meant that way at all. The Occupy Wall Street movement is the complete opposite. The fundamental foundations in which the two movements are based off of are completely different. The Occupy Wall Street movement calls for the end of our politicians being paid off by major corporations. It calls for the end of the tax cuts being given to the richest Americans, an end to the Federal Reserve, and fair taxation for the rich. It was all included in the official statement made by Occupy Wall Street, that apparently Bill O'Reilly forgot to read. The main attack I constantly hear is, they're communist-loving hippies. Are these people really that uneducated? Go and read an article on Wikipedia on communism, then come back to me and tell me that, because apparently your definition of communism is a little off. The fact that the media continues to promote the politicians who have a very good track record of making this country more communist through the loss of personal freedom and unfair economics is quite mind-boggling. Even if you're an all-out supporter of capitalism, can you look me in the face and tell me that capitalism is working to the benefit of the people like it's supposed to? Capitalism has been failing ever since the 1970s. The American economy has been carried away piece by piece to other countries by unregulated economic trade. Can you really be that outraged because someone's asking whether capitalism is working in favor of the 99%? When corporate greed has driven all the wealth up to the top 1%? When the price of basic commodities go through the roof, yet our wages drop? Protesters are being arrested for simply standing. The police has arrested 800 people for peacefully protesting, while banks donate $4.6 million to the New York Police Department. I wonder why many protests that are against these megabanks are being arrested for no reason. I just wonder. There are hundreds of examples right here on YouTube of police brutality during these Occupy protests. Right here on YouTube. Chances are, if they're going to be right there on related videos, if I put police brutality in the tags. Peaceful protesters are getting maced and sprayed down with pepper spray for simply expressing their right to freedom of speech. Fox News blasts the protesters for being violent, and yet they have no evidence for such a claim. I looked at the O'Reilly factor. Hundreds of them were being arrested. Did you show any video of them being arrested? Did you show the circumstances of which they were arrested? No, you just said a flat-out lie and didn't provide any evidence for backing it up. Then they called the Tea Party peaceful, when they act like maniacs, bringing assault rifles and pistols to every protest, protesting in the interest of the same corporations and banks that pay them off. Their names being advertised in the conservative media before even 100 people had officially joined. Yet thousands have joined the Occupy Wall Street movement, and thousands had to join before even a word was uttered in the mainstream media. The Occupy Wall Street movement is nothing but everyday Americans standing up to corporate greed, social inequality, and political corruption. I'm not sure how this is anywhere near un-American.